Hey everybody, how are you today? Thank you for joining me today for another Facebook Live. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card using the Retiform technique. It's a pretty fun technique that I've been playing around with, and I'm excited to share with you how I made this card. So let's go ahead and jump in. Let's see. So what you'll need, first of all, so Retiform, the word Retiform means resembling a net. So as you can see, there's the different sections that are stamped in different patterns. So what you'll need to do, or what you'll need for this card, is that you'll need some Post-it notes to section off to stamp, and then you'll also need a sponge dauber or a sponge. I use a sponge dauber for this today, and you'll need some ink, and you'll also need a stamp set. The stamp set I used is the Falling For You card making stamp set. It's really cute with all these different leaves, and the sentiments are super cute on this one, so it's so fun to create with that. And this stamp set actually has a thin cut bundle that goes along with it, so it makes sure creating even easier. So let's see, let's go ahead. A question I get a lot is, how do I come up with my color combinations? And for this one, I just really loved the Falling For You paper packet in the new idea book. And so you might have noticed this page in the idea books. Right in front of the paper packet, they have the featured colors. So I just grabbed all of these ink pads and kind of played around with them to get my color combination. So that's where I get a lot of my inspiration for colors. Hi Renee and hi Erica. Thanks for joining me this morning. So this technique takes a little bit of time, so grab a drink and maybe a little popcorn and bear with me. The other thing I'm using today that's a little bit different than my other videos is this all-purpose mat. It is non-stick. It wipes off really easy, so when we're stamping, I'll show you how easy that is. And it's like a non-slide or slip. It's also heat resistant, so if you're heat embossing, you can use that, or use this mat for that. And I took one of the foam inserts and actually stuck it right underneath. So you might be able to see this square right here. It's just one of the foam inserts. So when I stamp it, I get a better image. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I took let's stick these off to this side. This one right here. I took this piece right here is 3 3/4 by 5. Another really great thing about this mat is you can take some glue and actually just glue down what you're stamping on, and so it doesn't move when you're stamping. And then when you're done, you can just pull it right up and attach it to your project. So that's a really great thing about the all-purpose mat. So let's, okay, so what I did to get these lines is I took a longer piece of cardstock to kind of tape those off. So I'm going to hold that down pretty well. I used espresso. This one, I really love espresso. It's kind of like if you kind of know the older Close to My Heart colors, it kind of reminds me of cocoa a little bit, but not quite the same. So I'm going to do this long line right here, just taking my sponge dauber, and you want to start daubing kind of off your project a little bit and bring it in, just so you don't get that hard line. So you want it to be a little bit softer. You can do it in circles, or you can just kind of do a straight line. Either way, it works. So I got that line right there. And then I'm going to take the dauber off, these lines right here. There's really no like rhyme or reason. You just kind of pick an angle and go for it. It's kind of fun. So off of the side, and just kind of go down like this. Hi, Julie Brown. Good morning. Okay. And then, so I have that line. And I'm going to do this section right here. Off of it, the project a little bit, and then bring it on in so you don't have that hard line. All right. So you can see I have all of those sections ready to stamp. And this is where your Post-it notes come in handy, as you'll want to use these to mark off your little areas. So I'm going to start with this section right here. And I'm just going to mark it off with Post-it notes. If you have any questions as we go along, just let me know. I'm trying to keep an eye on the comments as well. Okay. For this leaf, I used fern. Stick that there. I'm trying not to make a mess of everything. And you just kind of randomly stamp that leaf. And you can stamp right onto that all-purpose mat because we're just going to wipe it off a little bit later. Okay, and then pull that section. And then since I have the fern out, I'm going to do this section right here on this side. And stick it down there. Just use those same Post-it notes. Stick that down. And I'm actually using a different leaf for this one. Just give a little bit different look. Let's see. Let's go this way. Really just kind of randomly stamp it on there. Trying to get around my camera stand. There we go. Okay, so that's the fern. So we're going to set that aside. And let's do this little these gold rush leaves. And I'll stick it right here. And do this section. And then we'll need one more. And stick it right there. Okay. When you're doing this, you kind of want to find a stamp set, or you don't have to use. You can use different stamps from different stamp sets, but they just have different dimensions and different, just to give it more interest. And this one I lucked out because it had all kinds of cool colors already, or cool patterns, I guess I should say, already in the set. Okay, so that was Gold Rush. I'm done. Oh, you know what? We are going to stamp the thin cut for that leaf while we have the Gold Rush out. That one has a thin cut, making it super easy. Okay, we're going to use that a little bit later, so I'll set that aside. And then the next section, let's do, hey Lori Cash, thanks for popping in. Okay, so this one, these little twigs, I guess they're called, I use charcoal, and this is a really great gray. So let's pull this off and do this one up here. So as you can see, it does take a little bit of time, but I think the result is just amazing. It's so cool. We don't need that one right now. Okay, now we're going to do this little twig. I guess it's a twig. That's what I'm going to call it. Let's see. And you just kind of stick it around. Again, on the all-purpose mat, it doesn't matter if you stamp off of it because we're going to wipe it down in just a minute. And let's see. Trying to stamp around my camera stand. Yeah, that's good. We'll just do that. Okay, and then we'll do this section down here in the corner with the same twigs. Okay. All right. I really like this little twig. It's really cute. Okay. Oh, you know what? And we have a twig that we need to stamp for our little sentiment right here. And I'm stamping it right onto the charcoal cardstock. There we go. I'll set that aside for just a minute. All right, so that was charcoal. It's one of our new basic colors. And I'm getting used to the new basic colors. It's taken a minute for me to embrace them, but I'm really liking them. I don't do change very well, but but I will embrace these new beautiful colors. All right, so now we're going to do our last section right here. Bring in this third one. And this leaf, I used nutmeg. So it's kind of like a deeper brown than the espresso. We'll just stamp that randomly. You can't really go wrong on your random. You just kind of do it wherever. Let's do there and right there. Okay. So that was nutmeg. And peel it off, and we're done with the technique. So look how cool that turned out. So I'm going to bring back my espresso, and I can just peel that up, and we're going to wipe it off, all those extra ink spots. Wipes up really easy. And bring back our, what color did I say this was? Espresso. I'm getting used to all the different colors. I have to learn their names. I'm just going to sponge dab the edges just to kind of give it more of that fallish, rusticy look. And as you can see, I've actually put a label on my sponge daubers. So once I use them for a color, I just put a label on it with my label maker. And then I know what color it belongs to. I think our sponge daubers come in like a pack of 3, or you can get a larger pack, I believe. I should have looked that up. Sorry about that. Okay, so there's your background, your Retiform. And let's move on to getting the card put together. So I took a card base, some of our espresso, wow, there's some shadows going on my cords, some espresso cardstock, and you have a lighter side and a darker side. I'm just going to attach this to our card base. I'm just using the duck adhesive today. You can use any kind of adhesive you like. Stick that on here as your base. It's not perfect. It's going to drive me nuts. Maybe I cut it funny. Alright, let's try this again. Maybe, okay, there we go. And then I took Gold Rush, and I cut it just a little tad bigger than the white that I just did the Retiform on. And then we'll bring in our fun pattern we just did. Wouldn't this be so cute for Christmas time too? It's just fun Christmas stamps. I'm gonna go find me some Christmas stamps to do this with. Love these fall colors. Okay, so there you go. And then we just need to do our sentiment. So I took the Truly Grateful stamp and I'm going to do it in espresso. And then I'm going to sponge daub it. And dirty it up a little bit. Okay. And we're going to 3D foam. One of my favorite tools, 3D foam, and put that on our fern. Okay, and then we'll just attach it right to our card. Okay, and the stamp set has all kinds of fun sentiments on it. You can do so thankful for, you can do you, your friendship, your help, your support, your guidance, so for all kinds of different things. But I really like the bigger Truly Grateful for this card. And then I've got our little leaves. And I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on this charcoal piece and attach it right there so the stems are kind of sitting together. And here's another bonus technique for you today. I took this burlap ribbon. It comes in white and it's 5 yards. And it comes like this, but you can actually peel these pieces, these little fibers off. If you have a little bit of difficulty right there like that one, you just take your scissors and just kind of guide it a little bit just to separate those. See if I can do it. Of course it's going to be funny for me. Anyway, so you get the idea. You can pull those off and use them as individual strings. So I have already done that with 2 of them right here. And I'm going to, I'll do this first, put some 3D foam on these and I'll attach it so it's a little bit easier for me to tie. So it has a, and I'm going to just tie a bow right here. Just like that. I'm not very good at bow tying, but I keep trying. I'm sure there's like tricks on how to do it. And I really love how it's like a little double bow right there. You can take your scissors and just cut it to how you want it to look. So you can do that with our burlap ribbon. Okay, so there is your Retiform card. Pretty simple, takes a little bit of time, but I think it's worth the effort. So I'm going to show you 2 more cards that I've made using this technique. This one right here, I used this stamp set. It's just background. Background sets are really great for this technique. So I used this pattern right here, this one right here. I believe I used the nutmeg, and then this one's called Playful Patterns, and it's in a Cricut bundle. So you can't just purchase this one, it comes with a Cricut, but I thought it was so fun for the fall. And then for these 2 patterns right here, I used this stamp set called In the Background, and this one is in the bigger idea book, the annual idea book, and I used the floral one here, and then like a fern right here. This is saffron and fern, and then I just used that burlap ribbon again, and then I kept it, not separated. I kept it all together, and then I separated a couple and did a bow. And then this little thank you is one of our $2.95 stamp sets, and you can see you can do different size like pieces of cardstock, depending on your card. In this section, I only have 4 sections. And this one, of course, I have a lot more. So really, you can just play around with it and see, you know, what you like and things like that. So there was that one. And then this one, actually, I'll stick this one right here. This one, I did the grays. I did all of our new gray colors, and also this pink is our new bashful color. And instead of doing the whole piece, I left this little section right here so I could do the thank you sentiment without any pattern. And then I just added this little strip of pattern paper and some pattern paper in the background, and then of course a little blush dot to finish off that card. So those are 2 different ways you can do it. And there's all kinds of different ways. Just play with it and see what you come up with. I really love, if you try this technique, I'd really love for you to share a picture of what you're doing. So just post a picture. I'd love to see the different combinations you all come up with. So today I want to do a little giveaway. So I'm going to give away this card that we made today. And how I'm going to do it today is the first person, okay, let's see, how am I going to do it? So I chose a number between 1 and 30. So the first person to guess the correct number that I've written down will get this, I will mail this card to you. So guess a number between 1 and 30, and the first person to guess the right number will get this card. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.